Sweet. So, I've been sick for the past Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 days now. Sweet. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks being sick for so long, but over these days I've had a lot of time to think and have really good quiet times with God. And I feel like I've just been having so much crazy revelation about who God is and about what relationship with Him is like. And I thought it would be helpful for me, because as an external processor, to just kind of talk that out, but also through that be able to share with you guys kind of what God's doing in my life. And it's kind of related to what I shared last time with you guys about how I'm just learning what presence with God is like, and how that's really just the most valuable thing, is just being present with Him. And I've just had like deeper revelation, so I thought I'd like go over that deeper revelation. So one thing is like, I would always pray to God about like, God, give me joy, give me peace for the day. And it was like my ultimate goal to get to this place where I'm always at peace and joyful with life. I wake up and I'm at peace and I have joy. And I thought that was kind of like the goal that I can get to. Once I get to a good place in my life, once I get to this level of like purity or holiness, I could receive joy and peace throughout my entire day. So I'd always, and throughout my entire life, and I would always pray like, fill me with joy and peace. And I kind of had revelation through talking to one of my roommates that I don't get filled with joy or peace. God is joy and peace. And it's not like, I always kind of like imagined it kind of as like this tank almost. Like, I pray that God fills me with joy and peace, and He has that ability. So He gives me this joy and gives me this peace. But I realize that God is joy and He is peace. And so as I'm present with Him, as I'm doing life with Him, as I'm in relationship with Him, I naturally receive that joy and peace by being with Him and by doing life with Him. It's not like this tank. And I guess that's with everything, with like love and with comfort and with patience. It's not that like I get filled with it necessarily. And I kind of adjust my prayers now. It's not like fill me with it. It's like, God, I pray that I'm aware of your presence throughout today. I pray that I can be focused on you today. And through that focus and that presence, I naturally receive this comfort and this presence and joy, because that's who God is. And yeah, it's just like this deeper revelation of what presence with God is like. And like also I was just thinking like, I'm reading Jordan Peterson's book right now, and he was kind of talking about how humans, we find value in progression. And if we're not progressing, we don't think that there's value in our lives. And like this, there's this goal. And through that progression, there's a goal. And that's kind of like what we put value in this progression and this goal. And I think I, up until like this past week, kind of always had this goal and this idea of I need to progress. And I need to get to this certain place and this certain level of purity and holiness with God. And that's the goal. And once I reach that goal, once I progress and through doing life with Him and doing quiet times and learning more about Him, I'll progress and I'll reach this goal where I'm pure and I'm right with God, and through that I'm gonna receive this constant joy and life and purity. But I realize that there isn't this goal. There's not this end goal. It's not like at a certain place in my life I'll get to this place where I'm like, okay, I've made it. It's not like that. It's doing life with God. There's no end goal. It's this constant progression. And it's not like I put all my value in that progression, but it's just through doing life with God, I'm going to get to this place of purity and holiness and peace and comfort, And I have to adjust my thinking. I'm trying to get to this certain place of right relationship with God. It's just doing life with God. And I feel like God's been telling me that a lot. Like, just chill. Just like relax. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Stop putting so much pressure on life and getting to a certain place. And I just realized it's about just doing life with him. Just be present with him. Just relax and do life. And I'm realizing how simple it is. God's just like blowing my mind with how simple he is. He's just like, I just want to do life with you. Through every single thing, I just want to do life with you. There's not this goal. I'm not trying to get to this certain place of relationship. I saw, like relationship with God, like getting to this certain place where I'm like so in tune with him. It's just doing life with him. And like also, laying in bed last night, I also kind of had this revelation. And it's kind of like a fear of the Lord kind of revelation, but just with drugs and everything, and my use of drugs in the past, and especially weed, I've been constantly trying to get to this place of finding the wrong in smoking weed, and that's why, like, going after DTS, I never got to a place where I was like, I'm never gonna do it. And I fell back into some old stuff when I was home, and when I was coming back to staff, I was like, all right, part of my goal of these 2 years is getting to a place where I can say I never want to do it ever again. And part of that goal is, I feel like, and I talk to a lot of people, I've had a lot of conversations about, what do you think about weed? Do you think it's inherently wrong and all this stuff? And I feel like I've kind of subconsciously but also consciously been looking for this magical fact or this magical revelation that I'll realize that, oh, this is why weed is bad, or this is why I shouldn't do it, and this magical revelation will make me not want to do it. But I realize that it's not this end goal. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it, and I don't think I'm ever gonna find that thing that's inherently wrong with it. And that's what I was looking for, something inherently wrong with it that I can be like for example, murder. Like, you're taking life. There's something inherently wrong with taking that life. Obviously, I know not to do that. But I was kind of waiting for that certain fact and that revelation when it comes to weed. And I was sitting in my bed last night, and I was just like, I don't think I'm ever going to find that fact or that revelation. I feel like that's what I was kind of waiting for, is this fact. And I was trying to do it on my own, really. I was trying to use my logical side. Like, why logically shouldn't I do it? Like, I know God's told me not to do it, but like, I need to find this reason that I can stand firm on. And I realized it's definitely like a fear of the Lord thing. Like, as I'm doing this life with him, as I'm learning about just presence with him and a relationship with him, as I'm doing this, I can't base my reason for not doing it on a fact or a logical, like, this is inherently wrong. I have to just do life with him. And when I'm doing life with him, I think God's just going to reveal why he doesn't want me to do it, and why he doesn't want me to do it. And I feel like it's a fear of the Lord thing. Like, I'm going to get to a place, and I'm getting to that place where I love God so much that I'm not going to do it, because it doesn't do anything for you, you know? And I knew that, but I still need a reason not to do it. And now I feel like I'm getting to a place where I don't need a reason not to do it. It's almost like I need a reason to do it. And I don't think like I'm going to find that. I don't think there's a reason to do it at all. And yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't have my thoughts all planned out, as you can see. I'm kind of processing, but I guess that's what God's teaching me. It's like fear of the Lord, presence with him, as I'm doing life with him, as I love him so much, I'll just not want to do it, and I'll know what to do because I'll just be doing life with him. And I'm trying to put words to like what God's been teaching me, and it's kind of hard, and that's kind of related to what I was saying last time, but it's just like presence with him and the simplicity of that, and like how much it really isn't this like rules thing about right and wrong. It's seriously just about doing life with him and not receiving joy. Like, God, fill me with joy. And as I make it throughout the day, that joy tank runs out. It's like constantly being with him throughout my day, and through that I'm receiving this joy. And it's affecting everything else. It's affecting my relationships and everything. And yeah, there isn't this ultimate goal that I have to get to, where I'm like, okay, here, now I've made it. Now I'm in right relationship with God. Now I'm pure. But it's as I'm doing life with God, I'm going to get to this place where it's just naturally, I'm receiving this peace and joy just being with him. I'm not sure if I just rambled on for 10 minutes or if that made sense. There you go.